When I make these predictions, I'm often wrong, but I do feel it's going higher. It's very hard to figure this stuff out in the short term. But I'll leave you with this thought. If gold is a $16 trillion asset and Bitcoin has a lot of the same properties as gold, then I would make a case that it's better than gold because it's easier to move around. It should trade to at least half of that. It's at that $1 trillion right now. And so that would be an 8x. And again, that's from now until 2030. This decentralized, fully transparent currency is definitely going to rise in value. And again, maybe it won't be the currency standard for the world, but it certainly can replace gold or be alongside of gold as a store of value.
Bitcoin is having a great week, month, and year. At almost $63,000 per coin, the leading cryptocurrency is up by over 21% this week, 48% in 30 days, and 165% in the past year. Yet, we are only a few months into the bull market. With the rapidly increasing demand from the spot Bitcoin ETFs, experts are predicting further price gains for the leading cryptocurrency. In the weeks leading up to the halving event in April, Skybridge Capital founder Anthony Scaramucci expects further price gains for Bitcoin and other crypto assets. Anthony expects the bull market to become even more exciting after the halving, predicting that Bitcoin's price will quadruple after the halving. According to the renowned entrepreneur and former White House Director of Communications, the combination of the increased demand from the ETFs and the reduced demand after the halving in April will cause a massive imbalance that will send Bitcoin prices skywards. Anthony's target at the moment is when Bitcoin can finally flip gold's $16 trillion market cap. He predicts the moment can be as far off as we initially thought. During a Tuesday interview with CNBC, the Skybridge Capital founder also addresses Bitcoin critics like JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon, urging them to take the time to research Bitcoin so they can change their uninformed views about the leading crypto assets. We will now bring you clips from Anthony's interview, as well as clips from another industry leader who believes spot Ethereum ETFs are now a matter of when, not if. As we bring you these clips and more, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks, and enjoy the video.
First thing I would say, though, and because I know Jamie does listen to your show, hopefully he catches this segment, I would just ask him to please do more homework, because people like Paul Tudor Jones or Stan Druckenmiller or somebody like Larry Fink, who's actually done the homework, were perhaps negative on Bitcoin prior to doing the homework. Andrew, it's a one-way ticket towards Bitcoin if you actually do the homework to fully understand the asset. But specifically, if you look at the last 14 years, you usually get a quadruple after a halving. And so Bitcoin right now is trading 57,000. I'm not sure where it'll be on or about April 20th when the halving actually takes place. But let's say it's at 50,000. That would imply over 18 months from the halving a $200,000 Bitcoin price. So the price is going up primarily because there's not a lot of supply out there, and yet you're seeing these Bitcoin ETFs coming into the marketplace with 12 to 14 times what's available in terms of what the network is producing every single day. And so that's why you're seeing this price squeeze. And of course, you do have people that don't believe in Bitcoin that are short Bitcoin. And so they're getting wrecked right now. And I think that's the combination of why you're seeing such great price appreciation. I've been humbled by life. I've been humbled by markets, humbled by politics. So when I make these predictions, I'm often wrong, but I do feel it's going higher. It's very hard to figure this stuff out in the short term. But I'll leave you with this thought. If gold is a $16 trillion asset and Bitcoin has a lot of the same properties as gold, then I would make a case that it's better than gold because it's easier to move around. It should trade to at least half of that. It's at that $1 trillion right now. And so that would be an 8x. And again, that's from now until 2030. So I can't predict the near term, Andrew, but this is something that we put on in October of 2020. I've got a lot of railroad tracks on my back as a result of putting this on. I mean, I'm happy to report to you guys that our fund has done very well. I mean, past performance is not indicative of future performance, but the last 18 months for Skybridge have been very good as a result of staying in this And I think this is a big lesson to investors. If you do the homework, even if you're wrong short term, stay in something, and you'll likely be rewarded if you've got the thing right on fundamentals.
Like you said, it became very clear to me the first time I did any homework at all, and it was an hour. That's all it took. And it's a little bit frustrating. I think most people, and it's so easy to be negative on Bitcoin and just call it beanie babies. But I know that they haven't. I don't think Charlie Munger. I'm almost certain they've never really just looked at a chapter on exactly what the asset is and how it works, or the properties of money over 4,000 years. Because there's like 6 or 7 things, and you can just. Yeah, I mean, money isn't always backed by a government. It's used by society to account for what you do so you can exchange it for what someone else does. It's that simple, and you can see the properties of it. And it's so elegant, it makes so much sense that I just wish they would do the homework. Just like you, that's your answer now. They need to do the homework. You don't even argue.
Just do the homework. But Joe, I'll just offer this out to people. The Ascent of Money by Professor Neil Ferguson goes into that 4,000-year history that you're describing.
Right.
And somebody like Professor Ferguson is a pro-Bitcoiner because Bitcoin checks all of the boxes.
Better
and
than
better than that. Exactly. And the last point, and you know this, the central banking community has been a little bit of a drunk driver with the money. Just go back to 1971 when we pulled ourselves off the gold standard. The U.S. dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power in 52 years. And so Satoshi Nakamoto in the white paper basically said, look, maybe they're drunk driving with the money, and maybe we can create a decentralized system where the assets are harder. And, Andrew was debating Tom Lee last week. I saw that interview. I guess what I would say to Andrew, read The Ascent of Money, and you'll understand that this decentralized, fully transparent currency is definitely going to rise in value. And again, maybe it won't be the currency standard for the world, but it certainly can replace gold or be alongside of gold as a store of value. And I certainly, Larry thinks that. Right. Otherwise, he wouldn't be out there with his ETF.
For cryptocurrency investors looking for the next big ETF news, Grayscale CEO Michael Sonnenshein believes the next big thing will be spot Ethereum ETFs. Just like it happened with the spot Bitcoin ETFs, Michael believes the US Securities and Exchange Commission will be mandated by the courts to approve spot Ethereum ETFs, since it has already approved futures ETFs based on the largest altcoin. Here are some clips from Michael's recent interview with CNBC.
An spot Ethereum ETF is a matter of when, not a matter of if. And
you say that because, with such confidence.
I say that with confidence because my team has been doing the tough work to move this industry forward, work constructively with regulators, focus on disclosure, investor protections, and that's been true for Bitcoin. Proud of the work we did with GBTC. I think we have a similar dynamic in the market where the SEC has allowed for and approved Ethereum futures ETFs to come to market. The data suggests in a very similar way to Bitcoin that spot Bitcoin and Bitcoin futures have an inextricable tie. The markets have a 99.9% correlation. Same is true around Ethereum. And so we do have a very similar dynamic here. I think that GBTC's uplisting, having come to the New York Stock Exchange, paved the way for all these other issuers to come to market as well, has really opened the opportunity for a much larger audience of investors to participate in this asset class for the first time. The products are functioning very, very well, tight spreads, closely tracking the underlying Bitcoin. So it's been a major success. Well, I do think the advised market is very, very important for Bitcoin, for crypto in general. It's about $40 trillion worth of advised wealth here in the U.S. Over the next couple of months, I do think you will see these products begin to get approved on advisory platforms. And even just yesterday, my team was holding a seminar in Dallas with investment professionals. And it's clear that there is still a knowledge gap amongst those professionals as to how to approach these conversations with their clients. So for us, it's a reminder that we have to educate advisors because they're either scared, they don't know how to approach this, it's so different from everything else they invest in, or they're getting added pressure from their clients, seeing the returns, seeing what having this exposure in those portfolios can do, and we have to bridge that gap for them.
Michael is not the only one who is very optimistic about the approval of spot Ethereum ETFs in 2024. In a recent post on social media platform X, Real Vision CEO Raoul gives an important update about the ETF and how investors can make a lot of money during the bull market if they play their cards right. Pal's post reads, "The reflexivity of the Bitcoin ETF launch, number go up, more buying of ETF, number go up, more buying of ETF, number go up, more buying of ETF, is quite something to behold. It's like a supermassive black hole of RIA allocations, and they have $8 trillion under management, so we can play this game for a while. Then we add ETH ETF into the equation, and there are 2 fun games for the RIAs to play. Then, retail investors will begin to come back above all-time highs. Coinbase has 100 million plus users, and only around 10 million are currently active. These more crypto-familiar people will go full-on alt-tastic. Then, as the size of the overall market increases, it brings in the institutions who are still mainly missing from the equation." Pal ends the post with a few simple words for cryptocurrency investors. Welcome to the banana zone. As ever, be patient, avoid FOMO, avoid leverage, expect horrid sell-offs, and don't fuck this up. In another post, Pal gives an update about Solana, a leading cryptocurrency asset, which Pal predicts will go up 47x from its previous low. Solana is one of Pal's biggest bets for this cycle. The post reads, "It won't be long before Solana starts its next acceleration leg on a break of $120. It's been a textbook pause that refreshes, ready for the banana zone of crypto summer, and the bigger picture is even more bullish." Do you agree that the SEC has to approve spot Ethereum ETFs in 2024? Please drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.